It's a fall frenzy sale at Room to Room. Buy one, get one half off everything in the store. Or choose 24-month special financing. Don't wait, this BOGO deal won't last long. Hurry in now and save big during the fall frenzy sale. Only at Room to Room Tupelo.
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 10.
Well, good evening and welcome into the Mississippi Live Weather at 10 here in the Room to Room Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Gabe Maynor, and a busy day for some as severe weather moved across North Mississippi, but we'll definitely take the much needed rainfall. Just keep the severe weather at home, right? Well, that's one of the highlights that we're going to be tracking here in a moment, but we're also going to be looking at the inclement weather threat moving forward here for your Tuesday and for your Wednesday. Both days seeing severe weather potential possible. We'll have the latest breakdown on that and the timing, but the biggest headline, and my favorite headline, is the fact that the countdown to fall is here. Yes, you see it right there. 0 days until fall, 90 days until winter. So the cool, the burr months, they are here and we are ready for it. As you can see, I'm just emphasizing that fall forecast. 0 days, fall officially hit at 1:19 this afternoon. But where's the fall weather? That's the golden question. We need some of those cooler conditions, and in that extended forecast, we will get a glimpse of that. So one of the things that I'm excited to track here in the Room to Room Weather Center, but the thing I'm not so excited about is that inclement weather threat heading into our Tuesday. 10% around 11, 20% there by 2, and those chances going to be climbing by, I say midnight, I'm talking middle of the night when I say that, about 2 a.m. to 5 a.m., that threshold with a little bit of activity increasing in northeast Mississippi. That, of course, clearing out towards tomorrow morning and making for a mostly dry start to our Tuesday. The more inclement weather moving in on the latter part of the day. We'll get into that here in just a moment. Mississippi Live Weather Radar, you might notice that we have dry conditions across North Mississippi, a much different story from what it was about 4 hours ago as we had multiple severe thunderstorm warnings moving across the area. Most of that a result of some large hail potential, but also with that, some of those gusty winds. Two of the things that are possible for our Tuesday and for our Wednesday whenever we're talking about that severe weather threat. So as of right now, not tracking any rain chances. A lot of that has dissipated out, but more activity expected along the Tennessee state line. That's what we're paying attention to in those overnight hours because, yes, rain chances are going to linger. As I jump to that now, we are looking at one area in particular where we did get that storm report. That was up around the Holly Springs area. And as you can see, I might have to highlight this. Let me see if I can click it. But that was honestly what we talked about earlier. It was a tree that fell down and a vehicle ran into it in the Holly Springs area. So it was an unfortunate scenario, but I believe that all parties came out of it okay. And that is a good part about it because whenever those trees fall or power lines fall, it's of course areas we don't want to enter and we don't encourage driving in those circumstances. And if you are an advocate for that, drive through Tupelo last Friday and that'll change your mind. Trust me, it did mine. Stuck in the middle of it and those gusty conditions, those small hailstones even beating on the car. I mean, it just kind of changes your perspective and makes you want to avoid all those thunderstorms moving forward. Not saying I drove into it on purpose, but Mother Nature still taught me a lesson. High pressure is still dominating our area for the most part, but expanding things out, we have our weather maker, and that is going to come in this frontal boundary out there towards Kansas. Oklahoma, Texas, still producing severe thunderstorm warnings as of 10 o'clock this evening, with a lot of that also moving through the Iowa area with severe thunderstorms as well. That's that warm sector that we talk about for that isolated severe weather development, but this is our big driver. Why is it our big driver? Well, if you look behind that frontal boundary, and I'll expand it a little bit closer, what we're going to be getting is some drier air as well as cooler air. Let me write that down, because that is going to be your fall forecast that we're waiting on. It's behind this frontal boundary. Once that fully clears our area, and yes, fully clears with that inclement weather threat as well, that's the forecast we can expect heading into our weekend. Just a little something to look forward to because I know the next 2 days are going to be a little bit eventful, so we can at least have something on the other side, a light at the end of the tunnel that we can get to at some point. So let's track out that frontal boundary as we head into those overnight hours. You might notice that here in North Mississippi, we're staying for the most part on the drier side. I did mention that there was a little bit of a disturbance that develops there towards northeast Mississippi. I'm going to bring it back in here because, I mean, we get the point. The front moving closer and closer. But there's your development by 3 a.m. really expanding into Tennessee, but the potential for a few pop-up showers possible. But really just along and north of the Tennessee Tennessee state line is where we can expect the most action overnight and especially into your Tuesday morning. That's where the showers and thunderstorms will remain, with a few of those having the potential to increase into some of those stronger storms. So then that is, of course, possible as close as Jackson, as close as Savannah, even along the Memphis area there towards noontime. There's a look at your warm front, that warm area, the warm sector, should I say, all the way from northern Arkansas into southern Tennessee. That entire line is what we're watching for some of those strong storms. So by 1 p.m., that's where we're still tracking mostly dry conditions. So you might notice, Gabe, percentages aren't overly high. Why are we talking about severe weather? Well, it's not really into your morning or afternoon that we're tracking that severe weather threat. Yes, it is possible, but our best threat for severe weather will come overnight and into the start of our Wednesday. And that's where your more action-packed day, should I say, is expected. So we have a lot to talk about here in the Room to Room Weather Center coming up in the next 60, but that big focal point will be overnight and heading into your Wednesday, what to expect and what does that severe weather threat look like. We'll be walking through that in full detail. So make sure to stay tuned. We're also going to be tracking that fall-like pattern. Just how cool are we talking? Are we talking full-blown jacket weather? Maybe, for some. We'll track that here in the Room to Room Weather Center coming up on Mississippi Live Weather at 10 in the next 60. I clicked off of it. Bear with me.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.
Right now, from the Mississippi Live Weather Center, here's meteorologist Gabe Maynor.
Well, welcome back into Mississippi Live Weather at 10. We have quite a sight to show you here on Mississippi Live Weather at 10. We asked for weather pictures out in the community, and one of the focal points was over in DeSoto County, where a severe thunderstorm went through about 6 to 7 o'clock this evening. Here's a look at that shelf cloud. I mean, this is just an otherworldly looking cloud with that smooth texture along that leading edge, at least showing some decent downdrafts along that leading edge, or at least decent wind gusts along that leading edge of the shelf cloud. So Sam captured a spectacle there in Lake Cormorant. That's again in that DeSoto County area, and that was the leading edge of that severe thunderstorm, probably whenever it was on the collapsing side, but still, I mean, that picture definitely captures it. But if you think this is good, we had additional pictures. This one submitted by David in the DeSoto County area, and this just looks like a spaceship about to take up all these houses and take it into outer space, because, I mean, just look at the shelf cloud, that leading edge right there, just basically hovering over those houses. But this was just showing you the structure on these storms were insane, and this wasn't even our severe weather day. So the fact that we're expecting severe weather here in the next 48 hours can kind of tell you a little bit about what to expect whenever it's with our severe thunderstorms we had today. So large hail, strong gusty winds, the main focal point, similar to our forecast that we had today, just a little bit more expected than what we had today. As you can see, that severe thunderstorm warning was in effect about 7 o'clock this evening, so I said 6, more like 7 o'clock. And there you see that it cleared on out, dissipated on out. We've been left with mostly dry conditions since then. I can see a few blips where at least a few showers are trying to form, but I will let you know this. Yes, we had severe weather, but there is some good that we saw with it. And a lot of that has come with the supplemental moisture that we've gotten with rainfall. Let's talk about rain totals. Over there along Highway 82, close to the Greenville area, 2.4 inches. Clarksdale, nearly 3 inches. As we go up that line, we're talking Panola County, just outside of Batesville, 2.2 inches. Oxford, I know, got about 2.1. Folks there in Holly Springs got about 1.7. I mean, even as far east as Chickasaw County, just above 3/4 of an inch. Itawamba County, 1/2 of an inch. Alcorn County around the Kossuth area, 3/4 of an inch. So it's just been a good day when it comes to rainfall because, as you know, those drought conditions continue to get worse as each dry day passes. So events like this, yes, they can bring some damage. Yes, they can knock down some trees, but they also bring a lot of rainfall, and that is what we still need here in North Mississippi, and those chances climb into the next 48 hours. So more of that moisture is expected and hopefully alleviating some of those drought totals as a result. Let's get into Futurecast right here. What you may notice is overnight some of that development is possible, like we talked about, moving through the area, but still very isolated. So we're not expecting everyone to get those showers, but I do like the path that's heading down because that is right down Manor Lane there towards northwest Lee County. So fingers crossed, but we know how it goes at the Manor household. We always just miss out. 6 a.m., a lot of those chances moving into Lauderdale County, there towards Marion and Franklin County in Alabama. That's where those chances reside. But watch into our Tuesday morning forecaster. Watch in a second. Let me show you these temperatures first. 69 degrees in Tupelo, 70 in Houston, 70 in Starkville, and 71 in Greenwood. Still those mild conditions, so fall-like weather not moving in the forecast just yet, but now let's oh no, there's one more. Oh my word. Let's see, I pieced these together a few minutes before, and if I get sidetracked on one other thing, then I kind of forget the order of these, so I apologize for that. School day forecast, those mild conditions around drop-off, heating up to around upper 80s by that last bell. Believe it or not, those are still above average for this time of year. We'd expect to be around 85 degrees for our high temperatures around this time of year in late September, entering into that fall season. 20% chance around drop-off, 20% towards that last spell, so more than likely staying on the drier side, but go ahead and pack that rain gear just in case these showers pop up where you're at. Now we can resume. Time in on the clock. Looking at this, 7:30 on your Tuesday. Watch how these showers really develop along the Tennessee state line, and that's really where they remain. But the thing is, with these forecasts, we saw it today, starts to trend a little bit more south. So I would expect that some of these showers getting into the Corinth area, Iuka, even for folks around the Ripley region. So, I mean, these showers are definitely possible, but still those chances are right along Highway 72 there on the northern side of our viewing area. 10:30, still those chances lingering around. Some of those on the more inclement sides are talking about strong storms with gusty winds and large hail. That's definitely possible for folks in Tennessee. Just with those chances very minimal here in North Mississippi, I would say our best chance is not towards our morning or early afternoon. But by the time we get into mid to late afternoon, some of those chances do start to move in there towards Greenville and Greenwood, right along that 3, 4, and 5 o'clock time range. You can see right there. These are still very light and not expected to have any inclement weather with it, but you see what's behind it, and that's your frontal boundary, and that's going to really start to surge into the area overnight and into our Wednesday. So high temperatures still going to be above average, still going to be warm, but we're also going to see that inclement weather threat for your Tuesday night. So this green risk area, whenever we talk about your Tuesday risk area, that's from 6 a.m. on Tuesday to 6 a.m. on Wednesday. So it covers that overnight threat as well. So that's why that level 1 risk is in place, despite there being very little rain showers in our area throughout the most part of our Tuesday. It's going to be that overnight threat that we start to see some of that inclement weather move in place. So let's go ahead and get into that. Whenever we're talking about that time frame, it's going to be 6 p.m. on into those overnight hours all the way up into 6 a.m. So looking at Futurecast right here, you can kind of see where that front is starting to initiate more and more. So 9 a.m. already getting some of those reds and oranges moving in, and this leading edge could definitely have some areas of stronger wind gusts. 60 plus miles an hour, not out of the question, and even a few large hailstones with some of those isolated cells that move on through. I mean, that one there towards Bruce, one to pay attention to, one there towards Cleveland, one to pay attention to, because it's not that line on the front, it's some of those leading cells that could definitely have more of a hail core to them. So looking at that overnight forecast, 3 a.m., still getting some decent returns down along Tala County, Winona, right along I-55, so keeping eyes on that forecast. But as we head into our Wednesday morning, a lot of that takes a break for a second, because as we get further into our Wednesday, watch how those chances really start to surge back into our forecast. Not by the morning hours, it'll be primarily there by into the early afternoon, should I say. Those start to initiate with that daytime heating along with the lifting mechanism of the front. Those two things paired together allow for that more significant weather threat to take place. The thing that's worrying me, or I say worry lightly, it's not exactly have all the parameters in place to be a big time weather event day, but definitely for the potential of a few severe thunderstorms, is look at how these have these single cells that are out ahead of this line. That's where we could see that hail core start to initiate a little bit better, soaking up some of that energy and having that lifting mechanism as well. It just wouldn't surprise me to see some of these on the uptick and have those severe thunderstorm warnings get issued for your Wednesday afternoon. So Mississippi live weather at 5 and 6. going to be busy on Wednesday. But that front does have that line associated with it, and that's going to have its own severe weather threat as well, as that leading edge surges on through and gives us a chance at, or should I say, the potential for strong wind gusts and some large hailstones within that. So Wednesday is a more widespread threat, but we're going to keep eyes on both Tuesday night and into your Wednesday, because it's that entire time frame that has the potential to bring some inclement weather to North Mississippi. But I did mention that there's fall-like weather after this. Drier conditions push in place, and look at how those temperatures drop. 89 dropping to 83 Wednesday. A lot of that is due to the moisture, those rain chances cooling off our air. 82 by Thursday, but then those chances clear out by Friday, but our temperatures are still around 81 degrees. That's because that fall-like forecast is finally pushed in place, cooling us off just a bit. And there you can see rain chances. We talk about 81 degrees on Friday, only 10% for rain chances, 10% Saturday, and 0% there for Sunday. So we are going to see fantastic conditions over the next, not the next 7 days, beyond the next 3 days, talking about those 4 days into the weekend. So it's going to be an exciting time then to enjoy some of those fall-like conditions. So 7-day forecast, busy for the next 3 and enjoyable for the 4 after. 30% Tuesday, 60% Wednesday, and 30% there for Thursday. Thursday is kind of just clearing out whatever's left of that moisture as that front pushes it on towards the east. Friday, those dry and cool conditions push in place. Same thing for Saturday and Sunday. And look at this. I mean, 60 degrees for the start compared to 68 on Thursday, or compared to 69 that we're having tomorrow morning. 59 by Saturday. So nearly a 10-degree temperature swing that we get to enjoy for the start of our days ahead. Perfect timing for high school football, perfect timing for college football, and being that we have 2 big home games, 2 big ranked matchups against for our Mississippi teams, that is going to be an exciting time. So if you've not bought tickets, I will say Saturday looks like a phenomenal day to cheer on both teams, and I will be an advocate for Mississippi State. There are still tickets available, and we need folks that want to ring a cowbell with some pride. So that's what we're tracking, that extended forecast. So one to pay attention to is your Tuesday evening. We will be here walking through that forecast at 5, 6, and 10, and meteorologist Maggie McCauley tomorrow morning walking through that forecast with the latest model runs and that timing. Now, of course, you can always check out the forecast using the Mississippi Live Weather app. As you can see right here, it is going to be at the bottom of the screen right here. Scan the QR code, either iOS or Android, either one, whichever one you prefer, whichever one you have, and you'll get all the information that you need right in the palm of your hands. Even live radar to track where those storms are moving through in real time, not just a forecasted time frame. So everything you need right in one app on your phone. Like I said, next broadcast, 6:30, 7, and 7:30 with meteorologist Maggie McCauley, and 5, 6, and 10 on your Tuesday. We will be right here tracking the very latest on what to expect with that inclement weather, and fingers crossed, but at 10, probably tracking a few of those storms as well. So we will keep you updated on that forecast, and best way to do so is to have that app handy. Have a great night, and we will see you back here bright and early on your Tuesday morning.
One of the reasons I've been a longtime patient at Tupelo Smiles is they're very sensitive of my time. When I come into the office, I'm always ushered right in the back, and they start serving my needs that day. They always take care of the patient.